Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Biafrans. Yes, today on Arise TV, it was not business as usual as our brother superstar took it up and addressed Rufai Oseni and Ruben Abati, those that speak from both sides of their mouth, trying to speak big grammar in the Zoological Republic, try to address things that they don't even know the meaning, try to talk down on Biafrans. In any way they know they can do that, they do it. But today, the exceptional wisdom in our brother addressed them. And I want you to listen to the end, because there's this wisdom that we speak with. There's this wisdom that Biafrans, and of course, the wisdom is truth. If you don't have truth, you don't have wisdom, right? The unique thing that Biafrans go with and they win is truth, history, and information. And that is what makes up Biafran brain. All right, I want to link you. Please, my brother, over to you.
Today, I want to address Rufai Oseni. Today, I want to address all the journalists from Ruben Abati to our sister Ayo in Arise News. I heard your show today where the great man they call Christopher Wilson, he saw Nigeria and he classified Nigeria as Nazi Germany. And I heard what you all said about it. You felt salty about it. You felt insulted. But I will break it down to you today to understand that the similarities or the simile that he was trying to bring forth was that in Nazi Germany, they did to the Jews that lived in Germany what your Nigeria military, your Fulani headsmen, all your so-called generals during that time, what they did to the Biafrans living in Nigeria during that time. So the Jews, they were in Germany when Nazi did what they did. The same way Biafrans were in our eastern region, we declared our freedom, and your Nigerian government, your Nigerian military, headed by Yakubu Gowon, he came and did what he did. And guess what? The same way all the Nazi officials, all the Nazi generals were rewarded in Germany, is the same way all the generals, the military generals in Nigeria that participated in that Biafran genocide, what you call war, were rewarded. Men like Olusegun Obasanjo, Buhari, IBB, Abacha, T.Y. Danjuma, just to name a few, they were all handsomely rewarded. So when Christopher Wilson, the great British orator, when he said that Nigeria, the way you behave is similar to Nazi Germany, he was right, unfortunately. So today, I will expose to you the fallacies in your argument. Respectfully, I'll do that. If you're with me, let us go there. Listen to the broadcast.
We'll take another story.
Okay.
The 3-day visit of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to Nigeria continues to generate reactions globally. The royals were in Nigeria on the invitation of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to promote Prince Harry's Invictus Games, which he founded in 2014 for the rehabilitation of wounded servicemen through sports and other activities. While many Nigerians welcomed the royals with open arms, the media in the United Kingdom barely reported their visit owing to the crisis within the royal family, which prompted the Duke and Duchess to step down from official duties. On Tuesday, Christopher Wilson, a journalist on the British royal family, Germany, in a now deleted tweet, compared Prince Harry and Meghan to the Duke of Windsor, Edward, who abdicated his throne in 1937 to marry an American divorcee, Wallis, and also compared Nigeria to Nazi Germany. Well, his tweet reads, desperate to show his wife they were still royal in the eyes of the world, the Duke of Windsor took Wallis on a tour of Germany in 1937, where they were greeted ecstatically. Nigerian human rights records is not far short of Nazi Germany's.
He said, Nigeria's human rights record is not far from that of Nazi Germany. Nigeria's human rights record is not far from that of Nazi Germany. So they should not come and quote or misquote Christopher Wilson from what he said, because he was being specific. He said Nigeria's Human Rights Act and their behavior is not far from that of Nazi Germany. I will break down the similarities for you guys. In Germany, the Nazis there, they were targeting just one tribe or one people, the Jews. Despite the Jews, they were businessmen in Germany. Despite most of the Jews, the rich ones, they even supported Hitler's government. When you juxtapose that to what is happening in that zoo called Nigeria, your zoo government, from time immemorial, what you have done to our people, the Biafrans, is similar. You have targeted the Biafrans. You have made sure you killed more than 7 million Biafrans. Not only that, even those that flee, those that fled for their life, you made sure you came with the policy that the homes they abandoned was known as an abandoned property. So don't come here and claim you are holier than thou. Don't come here and behave as if you are better or you are cleaner or much better than Nazi during the time of Nazi. No, you are similar. You are not far from it. In fact, if I should go deeper, they killed more than 7 million Jews, I believe. The same way in the Biafran war, you committed a genocide. But in the case of Nazi Germany, they have repented for the sins of their forefathers. They have repented for what they did to Jews. They are still paying their penalty. They have come out in the public to denounce the actions or the inactions of Germany and those in Nazi. But your zoo dirty gutter country called Nigeria, till this day, you have denied the genocide of the Biafrans. Till this day, even though you claim no victor, no vanquish, you are still putting us in our life in jeopardy. We are still living in a place where no tribe loves us. Anything an Igbo man does in that land called Nigeria is still a problem. And you want us to assume that, oh no, what this Christopher Wilson was saying was far-fetched or he went beyond his scope. No. He said the human rights behavior of Nigeria is not far-fetched from that of Nazi Germany. At this point, let me fall back. Make we hear what in these people they want to talk. Let us hear the analyst break it down. And I'll come back. Listen.
I mean, you know that Nigerians have come for Christopher. I mean, there are a lot of untruths in his tweet. First of all, Prince Harry did not abdicate his throne. He stepped down from, official duties. He still has the title HRH at this moment.
I don't care about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle coming down to Nigeria. Let the dead bury the dead. I'm not speaking about that, my people, at this point. I'm only focusing on what Christopher Wilson said when he kind of likened Nigeria to that of Nazi when it comes to civil rights and dealing of human beings. So let's continue.
And obviously, we all know the story. I mean, a lot of historians know the story of the Duke of Windsor, who abdicated his throne to marry that American divorcee. And their visit to Germany was not a tour. We all know that, they were Nazi sympathizers. But this was a horrible tweet. Like, you know that Nigerians will take him on this. Let's take some tweets. This is from Daniel, who wrote, "Look like the powerful Nigerian government or kings or whoever ordered the monarchy to shut down their royal rat. Christopher Wilson's racist, offensive comment about Nigeria. He compared Nigeria to Nazi. Now he realized he's in trouble and deleted his post." Well, Wilson said that he did not delete his tweet because of that. He wrote, "Not quite the truth. I deleted it because it had caused unanticipated offense." Okay. Well, Okaito wrote, another tweet from Okai wrote, "The British monarchy's genocide of my ancestors, but we are the Nazis. Nigerians won't forget this." They pulled up the Biafra genocide. I would call it that. That's what they wrote in that article. Then Dr. Shola also wrote, she wrote, "Spot the difference. So desperate to racially abuse and denigrate Meghan Markle. Nigeria, her country of ancestry, is compared to Nazi Germany, May 2024, and her son Archie compared to a chimpanzee, May 2019, when challenged. Note the gaslighting words, unanticipated, never occurred to me. White people used to deny their racism. Case in point, vultures, Christopher Wilson and Danny Baker. Okay. White supremacy is a sickness." Then finally, Matt wrote, "The lack of self-awareness by the British media is just mind-blowing. Okay. These are the same people who mowed down market women who were protesting against heavy taxation in 1929, mowed down women down in cold blood and calling Nigerians Nazis." It really is unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That was
I'm glad you all know about the Aba women's riot. Now you are quoting it. But when your own government, Yakubu Gowon and the rest of them, when they did what they did to my people in the Biafran war, you all kept mute. But now you're able to quote the Aba women's riot of 1929. This is the hypocrisy of that zoo. They want to make a point and they are quoting Aba women's riots. Now they know what Britain did to us. But they forget about what they did in the Biafran war, what the Nigerian people did. The Nigerian government, they forget what they did to the Biafrans. But when they want to make a point, they are sugarcoating, they are picking what they want. They are cherry picking the ones they want. They are speaking about the Aba women's riots. When those women, they were fighting for equality and fair pay and low taxation and the rest of them. That's the one they want to use to shame the white man. Oh, you know about the riot, but you still love the name given to you by your slave master. Let's continue, I beg. Hypocrisy.
War, it was
right.
It wasn't a riot. No.
And all
so
that. I mean,
the word riot is another British propaganda. It was a war. The likes of the Wanyewura and a couple of other women were killed, and a part of inquiry was set up, and it showed how they just molested and killed those women because they were fighting for their rights in this country.
This and there, you are speaking about it now, Rufai, but when it comes to the affairs of the Biafran war, you guys, you have never discussed it in your platform. When it comes to the one that Nigeria did to the Biafran people, you will not discuss it. But now you want to use the point of what Britain did to the Biafrans. That's the only kissing point you can look at. Even the one, the miners in Enugu, that's only us. It's only us that have gone through that nonsense in that zoo. which is why we are saying we cannot be part of that contraction called Nigeria. We want to wean ourselves off that name called Nigeria. But you guys still love Nigeria. You still love the name called Nigeria because you believe in Britain. You love your slave masters. And let's call a spade a spade. You have never gone through hardship in the hand of your slave masters. It is we, the Biafrans, that have been going through hell since the invent of that zoo called Nigeria. You name it. The Aba women's riot, you are mentioning it. Even the miners that they killed in Enugu, you have not mentioned it yet. And the Biafran war. When it comes to the affairs and the hardship being met on the people, it has to be met on the Biafrans. Now we, the Biafrans, go through hell. Even in the hands of Britain, it's only us that went through hell. And we are still the ones fighting to change that name called Nigeria, to break away, but you still love the name called Nigeria. You believe in Nigeria because you know deep inside you love your slave masters. So don't come here and pretend. You are making a point and you are picking up on what they did to the Biafrans. We know what they did to us, and we are saying we want to break away from that name called Nigeria. But you say no. You love Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. You are a Nigerian. Let's continue.
People are racist. That man that made that journalist that made that whatever he is a height of racism. He's just so jealous because Harry and Meghan came to Nigeria and they got relevance, and it's in your face. It's going to hurt you to the very end. I hope that this racism eats your bile up and it continues to eat you up, because we can't continue this way. How would you relate them to what happened in Nazi Germany and the fact that they are beginning to, at first, like you said rightly, the scenarios are different.
Very different.
Secondly, these people came for a worthy cause in Nigeria, which is the Invictus Game. To be able to support veterans. Harry has built a brand with this Invictus Game that goes around the world and has supported a lot of veterans, and that's something worth celebrating. But because of the hatred and the bile that you have against this guy, just let him be. I'm not saying everything Harry has done is perfect. There are some things I'll disagree with Harry and Meghan for. But on this, you now call a particular population Nazi? What about your own Nazi states you have in that place called Britain? You know, with your monarchy that reigns supreme, that eats off the commonwealth of other people by doing nothing. What about your monarchy?
Yeah, I'm glad you just said that. You know that their so-called commonwealth and all those things is a way to steal from the people. But you guys still love what connects you with the commonwealth. The Commonwealth of Nation. That name Nigeria, that contraction called Nigeria is what is connecting you with the Commonwealth. So who are you to condemn what Britain is doing, what the royals are doing when it comes to the affairs and their policies when it comes to the Commonwealth? You are trying to make a point with Commonwealth. But Nigeria, the name Nigeria, is what is tying you with the Commonwealth. The moment you break that zoo up, you are freed from that Commonwealth. But no, you won't do it. You won't do it. Because you are gaining, you are enjoying from what is happening to my people. To you, the Commonwealth means nothing. Because when Britain first came to that zoo called Nigeria, the first thing they came for was coal. Coal coming from the ground, the land, the resource of the Biafrans. It came from Enugu. They even nicknamed Enugu the coal city. As long as it is affecting us, you guys don't care about it. You love Britain because when they came for coal. They took coal from our land. Our miners were killed when they went on strike, and you guys did nothing about it. You still love Britain. They came again. Now it's all about the oil. The oil again is coming from the land of Biafra, which is why you guys don't care. You show a nonchalant attitude to Britain. But now you are trying to be on your high horse. Because somebody is linking you up to Nazi. That's your human right behavior is similar to that of Nazi. And you can't look yourself in the mirror. Go back to the annals of history and check what this man is saying. Compare what Yakubu Gowon's government and the generals did to the Biafrans. Till this day, all the generals, they were handsomely rewarded. No, you won't check that. You are here to insult Christopher Wilson. Hypocrites, I call these guys. Not just them, all those who are complaining on social media. It would not affect you because the resources is not coming from your land. When Britain came, the first thing they saw was the resource from the land of Biafra. Until this day, we are the only people trying to break away from that zoo. At least we are showing it by our words and our deeds. In our action, you can tell we are ready to leave that zoo. So don't come here and say, oh, you are angry. How can you compare Nigeria to Nazi? That's what you are. That's what you are. You may not see it that way because it's not affecting your tribe. I keep saying it. A wicked king, an evil king can still be a loving father, can still be a loving husband. At home, the children, they love the wicked king. At home, the wife or the concubines, they love the wicked king. But to the people out there, they see that king as being evil, as being wicked, as a tyrant. But at home, he is loved. That's what's happening in Nigeria. Those who say they love Nigeria is because the resources is not being stolen from their land. So they have the affinity for Nigeria. That the Fulani government can go and steal someone else's oil. And while they are stealing the oil, while they are looting the money from the oil, the proceeds, they make you a middle beltan, a Yoruba man as their PA, their personal assistant in looting the resources. You'll be happy now. Why won't you be happy? You will thank God. You will say God has blessed you. You will say the God of Nigeria is a good God. You were poor. Now you are a multi-billionaire. Thanks to the God of Nigeria. Your God is a good God. And when people like us say break Nigeria up, you will say no, Nigeria must be one. You believe in one Nigeria because you are enjoying from the fringe benefits of Nigeria. But we will know where that nail they pinch us. We will know the knife, the piercing that Nigeria is giving us, the fire Nigeria is putting us through. We are saying we are done with this thing called Nigeria, but because you are enjoying from the fringe benefits, you say no. You love the contraption. You say you love the military. You say God bless Nigeria. You say Nigeria go better, despite you know that is a contraption. You still love it. But now you are insulting the country that gave you Nigeria. Hypocrisy at the highest level. Let's continue.
That took away all our resource in slave trade. You think we've forgotten elephant and castle? You think we've forgotten what you came to do here? That you took all our resource away and turned our tribes against each other to fight themselves?
Hold on there. Yes, now you're talking about what they came to do, how they stole your resources and the rest of them. You are quoting the Elephant Council, but you still love the person that did that to you. You still love your slave master. You are still using the name given to you by your slave master. So if you hate them, if you despise them the way you claim, the first thing you should have changed was your name called Nigeria. You are a liar and a hypocrite. Not just Rufai, I'm speaking to everybody that has that view. When it comes to quoting, they can quote what Britain did to them. They can tell you all what they did. But guess what, though? When you're talking about all these things, it happened where again? Biafra land, Eastern region, Niger Delta. You know about the king, Oba, Ovora, and the rest of them. Our region, and they pay the brunt. And now we they say we won't leave Nigeria, but the other tribe will never go through what they go through. They love Nigeria. They say God bless Nigeria. But they are here now speaking of how they despise Britain for doing what they did. No, you cannot quote what they did wrong, but you still love them because they gave you the opportunity to loot and steal from a people. A country that told you that the Fulani, they were born to rule. You still love that name called Nigeria. Hey, man, wow, Lord have mercy. Some of you, the gullible ones, you will not see what Christopher Wilson was talking about. You won't even see it until I broke it down for you. He was fighting the just cause for the Biafrans. He is right. I support Christopher Wilson 100%. That's Nigeria when you compared their human rights activities. It is similar to that of Nazi Germany. During the time of Nazi, when they will go house to house, they pick the Jews out for no reason. They put you in a camp. Now your zoo, they have IDP camp. They come, they pull you out. As they are taking you out, your neighbors who are not Jews, they are pointing. That is the home of a Jew. Go in there, he's hiding in there. He's rich. Go in there and steal his gold, steal his resources, steal his money. Those you claim are your neighbors. As they are grabbing you, beating you black and blue, your neighbors, they are happy. They are going into your house. They are looting your house. They take over your homes. That same thing happened in the land of Biafra. So don't tell me Christopher Wilson is, No. Don't tell me he's wrong. I'm only here to speak on what he said about Nigeria being related to, Nazi Germany. I don't care about what he spoke about Harry or Meghan. That's, to me, it is obiter dictum. Out of point. I don't care about it. I don't. I'm only here to free my people. And when someone speaks on my behalf, when someone is trying to champion my campaign, I will come out and appreciate them. If you hate Britain so much, Rufai, and the rest of you, why do you still go with a name called Nigeria given to you by your slave master?
I know you will still be interested in this broadcast. Oh my God. I have been all ears listening to him. And I just let me abridge my own here because it will mean total and verbatim copying on YouTube. It's not a good one. All right? So more will come. I love Biafrans who are outspoken. I love Biafrans who learn from Radio Biafra. That is the one that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu handled, not the one that Nigeria has taken over or that DOS is doing nonsense. No, we're talking about the one that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu handled. Those that went to that lecture, that university, that time. And, coupled with the ones we know from far and near, from school, from history, from travels and all that. And age and experience. Bind it together, you get a very bulk knowledge that will shake the zoo. And that's what we are going with. Thank you, everyone. Biafrans, God bless you all for listening. Thank you.